virtual elements and context using meaningful data understanding. Like you don't want to overwhelm your users with too much information, so you will make it easier for your users to understand. And hierarchy, um, putting important information like making it bolder or increasing text size and stuff like that. And for type of data representation in UI designs, the common ones are bar charts, line charts, pie charts, scattered plots, gauges, and tables. Sorry, I'm going fast because there's not enough time and I want to start designing. Okay, so for bar charts are organized data in rectangular bars, making it easier for users to understand comparable data sets. So in this case, you can when using a bar chart, you can use it to compare like, comparable data. For instance, if I'm comparing the revenue of a company from maybe 2019 to 2023, they are comparable data, so you can put them in a rectangular format basically. And for this second one here, it is known as a stacked bar chart. It's similar, but let me give an example. As a product designer, I'm a product designer. Maybe I'm working a second job, and I want to calculate like my income, know if it has been increased or it is reducing also per month. And for the second income, maybe I'm making 300K, and for my product design job, I'm making 500K. So I would add everything together for a month, and that would give me my data and stuff for that month basically. So what's the next one? Line charts, also known as a flow chart. It's similar to the bar chart. It's similar to the bar chart, so you can use it in place of the bar chart, or you can use it you can use the flow chart. So, and for the pie chart is a circular graph that is broken down into segments. So one thing you should always put in mind when you're designing a pie chart is to make sure that it's always rank up to 100% basically. And sometimes in UI design, you don't really see a pie chart, or you see one that has like a hole in the middle or something. It is known as a donut chart. It's similar to the pie chart. Everything must rank up to 100%. And for the scatter plot, this is more complex. So I would share a link where you guys can learn more about it of visualization. I'm not going to use this in our design today, but I'm going to talk about it a bit. It's scattered plots. Scattered plots are two-dimensional data visualization that uses dots to represent two different variables. In this case, the values on the x-axis and the values on the right axis. The scatter plot is also similar to a bubble chart, basically. And we have gauges. Gauges are typically used to visualize single valued metrics and to show, such as showing total revenue for the year to date. It's used for, I think you have seen it in cards and stuff. So it's used to show progress or stages, and you can use this when you're working towards a goal and you have reached a certain percentage, like 30% or something, and you're working towards a number that's 100% or so. You can use this instead of the pie chart. And for tables, a table is a type of visualization showing data in columns and rows. This is when you're working with like data that require more information, like a list of your employees or students or transactions. And for the last one, best practices in creating effective data representation. You need to understand your users, understand their needs and their goals, keep it simple, in the sense that making it understandable easier to understand for your users, using appropriate chart types. You don't use like I said, don't use, instead of using the gauge, you're using pie chart or donut chart. So don't use the wrong data representation, leveraging interaction, incorporating interactive elements such as tooltips, filters, and interactive chats to engage user engagement. We're going to design some of that today and stay up to date with design trends and innovations. Yeah, so I'll go into design now. This is why I'm here today. Okay, so I have designed a dashboard. So designing the dashboard won't take more of our time. So designing the charts and the diagrams immediately. So today I'm going to design like charts and diagrams for an admin board. In this case, Pex is our client. So to consider stuff like their revenues, their students, maybe workers or something, or they have their expenses and stuff like that. So I'm going to be designing. Let me pick on this. I'll share this Figma file when I'm done. I'm going to be designing the bar charts, line charts, pie charts, and yeah, maybe a gauge or something. Yeah. So for let me start with the line charts. So I'm going to let me see what I'm designing a diagram for a chart for their total revenue also, or their revenue for their yearly revenue or something. Let me sketch something down. Okay, so for my pie chart, I want to have like a title at first, like and I want the user to see the amounts and the label. Let me change this to black so you see it properly. I want the users to see the amounts and the title, which is revenue, and maybe some functions that they can use to edit the chart or something, and the charts below, the line chart with the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. In this case, the horizontal axis is going to be the months, and the vertical axis is going to depend on the total amount that we're using for the charts. Okay, so let me just drag a text and change this to revenue. Sorry, revenue. And let me see, our total amount for like so far for this month is around 900. Let me use this 900k, 901k.2 thousand dollars. I'm using k because like if I don't use k and the money keeps increasing, let me say it's enters something like billions or something, we're going to have zeros, and it's going to, we are trying not to overwhelm our user in this case. So I'll use this, and yeah, if I want, the first thing I want my user to see is the amount. So I'll increase the size to 2024, make this semi-bold, and maybe, yes, make this darker than the title. And when you're designing the chart, you want to know if the value has increased or reduced. So we're going to let me put plus 20%. 20%. And sometimes some people use down arrow or up arrow, and you can use plus or minus, or you can use like a small line chart. All works. So let me change the color of this to green. So I don't have a color style for this yet because I want to work from scratch instead of using plugins. So I'm going to put this in auto layout, and I want them to be on the same baseline. So I'll go here with this. Let me select both of them. and click on this menu icon here. Select vertical trim to baseline. So now that I have this, if I put this at the bottom, both of them are going to be on the same baseline. Just make it look cleaner also. And now that I have this, I can put both of them in an auto layout. Reduce the padding to, let's say, 12. So I work with 4 points and 8 points, 8 points grid system. But anytime I'm working with anything smaller than 64 pixels, that's when I use the 4 points, the 4 point system. Basically the multiples of 4 and multiples of 8. When if I'm working with anything higher than 64, I don't use 4 points. It's just like a guideline I created for myself. So now that I have this on the sketch, I said I need like a function here. Like if they want to change between, well, let me reduce this to 14. Okay, if they want to change between sorry, 12, sorry, I said I don't know, I reduce this to 14. If they want to change between if it's monthly or yearly or daily or so. So let's just make this monthly and put this in a frame that's Shift A to put it in like an auto layout frame also. And change the corner radius to 8. Add a stroke and add a fill color. Okay. Let me work with this stroke. I don't like when my strokes are too thick because that's not what I want the user to see. The stroke is just to separate certain UI elements. It's not for them to be saying that, oh, this is a stroke or something. So I'm going to put this also in a frame. So this will act as my title bar, and the chart is going to be below it. So let me just put a padding of 16 pixels. Sorry, do you guys know what you have a good understanding of auto layout? So please, you have a good understanding of auto layout. Let me see.
Please, can you guys kindly drop an emoji to respond to Apologie's question, or just say yes so he can? Okay, they have a good understanding.
Yes, you have an idea. Right? Thank you very much. Sir.
Okay, no problem. Let me go on. Yeah, so I'll put 16 pixel and 16 pixels and 16 pixels vertically and horizontally. And let me just add a fill color for this. You can't really see it because it's blending with the background color. So let me bring this out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, add a fill color of this. So when I was designing the dashboard, I've already put in my grid system. So I'm using 12 column grid system with spacing of 16 pixels. Yeah, so I want my, let me remove this so you can see it clearly. I want to have like a card here and another card here, just 2 cards on one row. So so since we have used 2 pixels for our sidebar here, and if it's 12, that means we have 10 left. So now I'll just make this one take up 5 out of the 10. So the next one can take up 5 too. Is this okay? Yeah, this is 5. And I want this to also stretch along when I'm stretching the card. So I'm going to put the space between on auto. So anytime I drag it, it's going to drag along with the tab. So now I want to draw my charts. Let me bring this up. I want to draw my chart having the vertical and horizontal axis with like vertical lines showing the level of the the rise and fall of the revenue. So as I said, the value for the vertical axis is going to depend on the total revenue. In this case, we have 900K, and if I'm working with, let me say, 4 lines, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm working with 4 lines, I want to divide I'll approximate this to 100 to 1M, because I don't want the highest value to reach the end point of the line. So I'll just approximate it to 1M and divide the 1M by 4, since we have 4 lines from 0 to 1M basically. Let me quickly divide that. Sorry. Okay, it's giving me decimal, so let me increase it to 1.2. So the total value, this total value will still fall under that 1.2 basically. So if we're using 1.2, we have 0 for our starting point, 400 plus another 400, 800 plus another 400, 1, 2. So the highest value, which is 900K, is going to fall between this 800 and 1, 2. Let me go on. Let me start designing it. So I'll just bring out this text again. Change this to 1.2M. And the next one is going to be 800K. Next one, 600K. Next one, oh sorry, the next one 400K, sorry. 400K, and this one 0. So now I want to put a line so that wherever the chart meets, you will be able to know that, oh, it's below this or above this. So let me just draw a line. Yeah, like this, and put both of this in auto layout. Sorry, okay. Duplicate the line again. This, and this, and put them in auto layout with their numbers and so. I'm going to adjust them very soon. Let me just put this in auto layout. Okay. Now I want the space between the value and the line to be 8 pixels for each of them. Sorry, it's 8. This central line. Yeah, and so we have this already now. Let me put this in auto layout so it will be easier for me to space all of them. Let me use 24 pixels because it's divisible by 8 and 4. And I want everything to contain the entire frame. So I'm going to change the settings to fill container. This to fill container. Sorry, if that's why I asked if you don't understand auto layout properties. I would just use frames instead of auto layout, so it's not look too complex to you. So for these lines, so I want them to fill the container. I'll select all the lines and change this fixed width to fill container. And you can see that it's not looking too good this way. The way this one is longer than this, and this one is shorter or something like that. And I want all of them to be on like a single line. So I'm just going to use the largest amount in this case. This one is, I think the one that is taking more space is 800K. I'm going to make this 800K the width, fixed width. Let me change this to 32, so it will be divisible by 8. and we use this 32 for the rest of them. Sorry. Okay. Change it to field container and change the sorry. Change this to fixed, sorry, and change this to 32. So all of them have the same size line, and all of them have the same size of line. And I want I read in an article that it's good when your values are aligned to the right, because it is easier to read like that in that way. Like if you have zeros, the zeros are going to be on the zeros and the comma of your numbers are going to be on the same line, and it's better that way if it's aligned at the right. It's easier for them to read. So we have our the value for sorry, the vertical axis already, and for our horizontal axis we're going to have the months. So I just want to make this the same size with this card before I start putting the months. So I have this already in auto layout, the same size with the card. I'm going to add a padding of 16 pixels. 16 pixels, so it can be consistent like with this one. So everything can be on the same line with this and this. Let me remove this. Okay. Shift. So we have this already, and I'm going to have another the months on, increase the padding of the bottom part and the top part. Let me increase it to 32 pixels. Yeah. And for the months, let me bring in another text. Sorry. Change this to January. Let's say we have let me use 7 months in this case, because the last month has to be the month you're currently in. When I see some charts on some UI designs, you'll see January to December, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Like when you're representing data, you have to use the last month. In this case, it has to be the month you're currently in, or if it's a previous value, if it's previous year, you can use January to February. But if it's not a previous year, you have to use like the month you're currently in, because if you're doing the charts from January to December and we are still in May or June or something, how will you account for like the data that you have put on your design for those months that have not even happened? So the last month has to be the month we're currently in. So let me just use 7 months. I don't want to overwhelm the users with too much data, so this is 7 months. This is 7. Put this in. I'm going to change the name very soon. Put this in auto layout. Place this inside it. Sorry, let me make this absolute. When you make an element absolute, it doesn't act as if it's in the auto layout frame or something. Let me add a few colors so you can understand. Okay. I want this to be the same length with the line. So it's going to align with our flow, our chart flow. And again, I'll use auto width, space between, and make this make the elements inside. Click on enter to select the elements, all the elements inside. Enter, then make this field container. So after I made this field container, you can see that some parts are still aligning to the edge, and this is not aligning to the edge. So I can select everything again. Click on enter to select everything inside that frame and make everything center align. So now we have our vertical axis and our horizontal axis. I'll edit this very soon. I don't want the line to be a prominent feature, so I'll just reduce the opacity to maybe 10 or so. It's still visible, but it is not as visible as the information we want the users to see first. So since we're in the month of June, so I'll end this with June. Let me now walk down. June, February, March, April, May. Sorry, May, April, March, um, February, January, and this one will be December. This is from the previous year, December. So we're going to the line chart is going to show a flow from December till June that we're currently in. So I'm going to use a plugin. Let's check what plugin. Chatline plugin to create a flow, a chat flow. Let this come out. Let this come out. Okay. Plugin chatline. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, it's loading. Sorry, my network. Okay. Cancel. So sorry, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm just going to generate a quick line chat line. Since we're working with 900 K for this month, so I want it to be the highest amount. So I'll just take this up this way, bring this one down. Okay, I think this is okay. Let me just bring this in, and I'll place this in the auto layout too, and make it absolute so it doesn't affect our the card. I'll just make this align this with the line. Like this. Since it's 900, so it should be this is the highest point, so it should be between closer to 800, like this. Let me make the space with this a little bit bigger. Okay. Select line again. Bring this down a bit and increase this again. Okay. Now I want to create like an effect, like a fade away effect for the line. Let me work with our primary color here. A fade away effect for the line. So I'm going to duplicate this chart line. Control D. And make it have like a fill color. Let me select this again. And frame this way. Oh, sorry. Give it a fill color, then change it to linear. So it's going to have like a fade away type of effect. I would remove the stroke since we duplicated it, so it's going to pick use the stroke of the second one and change this to our primary color. Also change it to our primary color, but reduce the opacity to 0. Okay, we have the basic. I think this is too much. Sorry, let me just edit this a bit. Okay, we have a very basic line chart, and if you want to make it more complex, you can add like vertical lines to show the points where it is on certain months, or you can use an interactive element, in this case a tooltip. Let's make a quick tooltip. Let me just select this text. Let's say you want to check, like when you hover around it, you want a q-tip to appear around the months you or appear on the line whenever you hover around the line. So let's say the value for March was, from this I can say 700k or something. Let's put 700k, 7.760k or something. 2k. Frame. Let me fill it up. Add a corner radius of 8 pixels. Place this inside and make this absolute true. Okay. And you want it to have like arrow or something pointing at the line or where the month is selected. So let me just put, so for the arrow I'm going to use a small triangle. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to use a small triangle. Is it selecting the next one? Okay. Yeah. Let's draw a small triangle. Let's make it 12. Select the round it up to maybe it's 1 pixel, maybe 2 pixels. That's too much. 1. Then flip it vertically. Yeah, now I can put this and this in auto layout. So let me make this obsolete. So select both of them, put them in auto layout. Make them vertical, align vertically, put them in the center, and bring this down. I mean, you can work with components with this, but I'm just designing it from scratch, everything from scratch. Make this 0 and change the polygon color to white. So like this, you can't really see the frame. So I'm going to add shadow to make it more visible. Let me use 4 and blur of 8. Maybe this one, make it 5. Also make this 10. Okay. So there is this method I learned, like if you don't want to use stroke for an element. So if we use stroke for an element, for this element, it's going to cut between this triangle and the frame. So if you want to like create like a stroke effect for an element, you can use drop shadow. Let's work with 0 here. Another drop shadow like this. It's creating like a glue around it already, so you can reduce the blur to maybe 1 pixel. If you look at it, it has created sort of like a stroke effect, and it's going to act as if it is one element like that. You can change the color of it if you like. So let's just join this together now so we can work on creating the next card. Time is going. So I'll put both of this, the title and the charts, in auto layout. So change the space between to 0 and add a stroke for this so it can separate it from the a bottom stroke for this, so it can separate it from the chart. Let's use this. I'll use a light stroke too, because I don't want it to be too visible. It's not something that should can create much attention. So I have my card already, and I'm going to round the corners because I've started using rounded corners already. So for consistency, I'm going to round the corners. So let me use 16 for this, since this is a bigger card. 16, add stroke. Sorry, the stroke is not showing because I have two elements with field color in one auto layout. So if you're having issues like this, just check if your card is clipped or not. So in this case, I'm just going to clip it so that the stroke can show, and change the stroke to a lighter color. Let me use this one I have already. Okay. So this, I have separated it from the background color, and it's very visible. So let's, and I want this, oh, I didn't spell this properly, sorry. I want this to act as a drop down where you can change from monthly to monthly, yearly, or daily, anyone you want. So to make our users know that, okay, this is a drop down, it's something that can change, we can put an icon. Let me bring in an icon, sorry. Where is this? Okay. Okay, I'm using 16 by 16 pixels because I learned somewhere that anytime you are working with icons, you want to make sure that your icons are either the same size with the text or a little bit smaller than the text. It makes it look better that way. So let me just make this stretch outline and reduce the opacity of these two. And this lighter. Okay. So this way, the users can know that they can open the drop down here because they are familiar with this icon. They can open a drop down here and change it from monthly to yearly, anyone they want, anyone they want. You can also add more functions in this place. Let me say, let's leave this like this and move on to the next card for now. We'll come back and add more details to make it look more appealing. So I can use the same, as I said, bar charts and pie charts are very similar. So I can use the same format, the vertical and horizontal axis for the bar chart too. So let me just change this title to let's say users, total active users. Let me use daily for this. Active users. Let me say, since we're working with daily, let's say they are daily active users. Maybe for today is going to be around 600 active users. Yes, for today we pray. So let me change this to daily. Yeah, daily, and delete this flow and this sorry, and this tooltip. So we have our vertical axis and our horizontal axis already. As I said, the total amount for this vertical axis is going to depend on the highest amount on your chart. So we can use 600 in this case for our highest number to, like, maybe today, Sunday. Let me since we're working with daily, let me change this to Sunday. Today is Sunday. We have our highest number of users, 600. So it is going to be the highest. So we can make this 600. No, let's has to be bigger. So we can use this 1-2 stuff too. Sorry, we can use this 1-2 format, 800 format that we used before. So let's use 1-2 800. Why am I deleting everything? 800. Sorry, I didn't align this to the 800, 400 users. Yeah. And now I'm just going to design the columns, use triangles for the columns. Let's put it this way. Let me just lock these elements in place so that it doesn't distract us again. Select everything. So, okay. Just lock this in place. So I'm going to use columns. Use triangles for my columns for design. I'm going to change this very soon for the values on the vertical, on the horizontal axis. So let me change this to triangle. I still have to do. Sorry, lock this in place. Okay. So I'm going to use triangles for the value. Still entering the upper layout. Sorry, absolute. Okay. For December, sorry, I did this, but for December, align this to, okay. This for January. Yeah. I have our columns already. I'll select everything and round up the corners. Sorry. Just want to round up the top corner so that it doesn't look off when the bottom corner. Just round up the top corner so 4. Yes, and change the height basically. Sunday's one is 600, so I'm just going to put it around here, and we can increase or reduce the rest, whichever we want. It's just a mock-up. Okay, let's not make this higher than 1.2 because that's our highest value. Okay, let me reduce this to around here. Okay, so as I said, when you see most mock-up, you will just see that they use maybe Sunday to Friday and stuff like that. You need to make sure that the like the active day or the active month is more prominent than the rest of the days or months or something. Let me select all of this and change it to the primary color. Okay. This, and I want this to be more prominent, like since it's the active one Sunday, I'm going to reduce the opacity of this or this and use the fill color. And reduce it to maybe 50%. Select this fill color and reduce it a bit again. Okay. So now Sunday, people know that okay, this is the active one or the one that they're currently in. So let me change this to Saturday. I thought this Friday, Thursday. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Okay, so we have our we have a very basic bar charts, and we can also add like more details. As I said the last time, if you want to, let me turn up to layout. So change this to pictures. So you can inform them that okay, this is from today is 18th, and Monday should be around 18th, 17th, 16th. Sorry, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th. So you can inform them that it's from 12 to 18th of this month, which is June. Yeah. You can also put 2020 if you want. So they can, if they want to check for like the previous days, they can just click on the drop down icon and check for the previous days or so. So now, which other representation do we have again? Okay, we have pie charts. What can we use? Okay, I saw on the site that they offer 3 types of courses: basic, premium, and sorry. Please, can you tell me the list of the courses that you or the plans you offer?
Okay, we offer basic, advanced, and premium.
Basic, advanced, and premium. Okay, so you can design a pie chart for their total students for those different plans and stuff. So as I said, the pie chart, it has to rank up to 100%. So we have the total amount of our users already, but we want to divide them into different segments. That's for the basic, premium, and advanced. Yeah. So for my pie charts, let me use this. Let me sketch again. Sorry. Okay, for the pie chart, I'll use the same title bar, and let's use donuts for, in this case, donut charts to have like small hole in between. I think it's more appealing when it comes to UI design, and we can have a legend beside it. Let me show you guys what a legend is. This like labeling the color or the visual elements you have there, just making the users understand it better. So we'll have the legend beside this and maybe a divider or something in the frame. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I'm bringing my grid again. Select this, duplicate this. I don't want everything to be like the same size, so it's not look like a widget or something. So let me just I'll extend my frame to maybe here or so. Wait, let me delete all these components. Fill container. Sorry. Okay. I have my card now, so I just want to put in the donuts chart and the ledger. Okay. I will legend, sorry. So let me pick up the circle or ellipse tool. This is still not a layout. Let me remove this. Okay. The ellipse tool. Make it all low. Let me use around. I use around 15%. Okay, this is good. 15%. So since we have 3 different plans, so let me just make this 3. Duplicate this 3 times. I have this one. Let me change the color field. Duplicate it again. Rotate it to the next. Sorry. Okay, and adjust it a bit. Change the color to. Oh, I did the color later. Let's just leave this like this. So we have a very simple donut chart. I want to have like the label beside it, telling them that okay, this color is for the premium plan, this color is for the basic plan, this color is for the sorry, what the advanced plan, and their total amount of students. Let me change this. Total students. Total students. So our total students can be, let me say for the year, can be okay. Let me say for the month. For the month can be 1.1K users, and it has increased by like let's continue using 24%. Okay, so I have a very simple not chart here. Let me put this in a group and edit the color. Make this one the primary color. Make this one, sorry, make this one a different shade. I don't want to be using like different colors like blue and all those stuff, because we have to make our UI consistent and easier for the users to interpret also. So we can work with these shades of purple. Let me reduce this a bit. Sorry. Okay, now we have this. Let me just put a line as a divider, as I said in my sketch, to separate the chart from the legend. Yes, the labels. So for the labels, I can use a square. I use the rectangle tool to draw like small boxes to label them. Let me use 16 pixels. Okay, let me use 24. I don't want it to have sharp corners too, because I've been working with rounded corners since. So let me just make this 8. It's too much. Make this 4. Okay. And I can change it to the color of the of each plant. And change this one to this. Let me change this one to this. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me change this one to this. Sorry, I'm working with my trackpad and I don't use trackpad normally. So it's moving somehow. Sorry. I'll change this one to this. Okay. So I don't like the way it is like looking without a stroke. Also, it's if the color was a bit similar to like the background color, it's the users are not going to be able to see it properly. So I'm just going to, when I have a situation like that, I would add like a dark stroke, then reduce the opacity to 10%. So it will pick like a darker shade of the color in it. You get, so I'm going to do that for everything. It's just, this one is just, oh sorry, look. And so it's not necessary, but to be for consistency, let me just add it. Yes. And I want to I want to tell them that okay, this is for premium plan, this is for basic plan, this is for advanced plan. Which one comes for? Our basic plan, premium plan, premium plan, and advanced plan. Yeah, and I can't just leave it like this because I have to inform the users like, okay, which one, how many amounts of students do they have like, under the basic plan, the amount of students they have under the premium plan, the amount of students that they have under the advanced plan. Because like this, all they can get, all the information, the only information they can get from this card is the total amount. Like this is useless to them because they don't have an understanding of the number of students on each plan. So let me just bring this out. So if we're working with 1K, 1.1K, let me say, and this color is our basic plan. Let me just use 300 users, 300 students for basic plan. The numbers might not add up, but let me just write anything. 1.2 1.2K users. This one, 250K users. Let me edit this amount. Let me make the users 20. Let me say 12. I'm sorry. Let me make this 24.1K users. Okay, they need to be aware of the percentage too, because this donut chart can't tell them they can have an idea of the percentage, but it can't really tell them the percentage of the basic plan, the students in the basic plan, and the percentage of the students in the premium plan and the advanced plan. So we can put this in the middle, make this, I would align everything very soon, make this 30%, make this 15%. So it's I can, as I'm saying this, I'm looking at the diagram and it's not adding up. But let's just continue and make this 15 minus 1, 64%, 65%. Yeah, like this. So as I said, when you're working with numbers that have commas or money or anything, you want to make them align to the right. Let me show you an example. If you make them align to the left, they're just going to look like this. But if you make them align to the right, let me bring in my sorry, let me bring in my grid line. If you make them align to the right, all the numbers after each comma, they're going to fall in place. So it's that way. It's going to be easier for the users to understand that, okay, from a glance they can see that, okay, this is a larger amount because it is coming out more, and this is a smaller amount, and it's also going to look cleaner that way. And so let me remove this. Okay, so now I can put I don't know why I kept this inside the same layout. I'm working with two different. Sorry. Okay. Now I can put all this inside auto layout. So I'll just put this and this first. Maybe 8 pixels. This and this 8 pixels. This and this. Say auto layout. Then I can also put this and this too. I'll check the space between later. This and this to the same. This and this to the same frame. And now I can put everything together since they are related. This and this. I'm going to use, okay, this and this, same card, this and this, same card. I'll adjust everything very soon. Let me put it this way. This is why it's good to work with auto layouts. It's faster to adjust things. So this and this in auto layout. Now I have this 3. I'll put everything in auto layout too, and it will just organize everything for me. Make all of them. Let me select them first. Click on enter to select the elements inside, then make them fill container. Now I can edit the space between each card so they look cleaner. So I'll select 3 of them again, change the space between to auto. Yeah, so now I can expand it the way I want. I can see that they're not aligned to the, let me make everything aligned to the center. Okay. So we have our labels already, talking about like this, describing the chart better, making it more understandable. And so this is not looking so good. Let me put this as a divider between this. Sorry. Control C. Let me put this in between each element. So, okay. View container. Yes. Change the space between to maybe 16. It's better this way. 16 pixels, and extend it a bit so it fits this layer, this card. Okay. Reduce the opacity of these two to 10, or you can use like a lighter shade. So now I still can't leave them like this because then I can actually leave them like this because they know the total amount. But since we have like so much white space here, I can also include the total amount below this, so it will show that it's a sum of all these plans. Okay, bring this down to this. Okay, let me make this one align to the left. Okay, now I can change this to total amount. So hold on, let me align this to the right. Total amount. Make total amount is what again? 24. 24 into 1, let's say 1 2 something. Okay, so this is the total amount, and I can make it like bold, so it's for hierarchy's sake, or make this bold and increase make this darker so that they can see the total amounts total amount first, because that's what you want them to see from this diagram, from this chart that we have created. Let me align this. It's looking off a bit. Sorry. Let me just align this way. 16 pixels. Let me make this the padding at the top, 24 pixels for each of them. 24. We reduce the size of the card. It's looking off a bit. Okay. Let me check this again. Sorry. Just trying to, so I can bring this down 4 pixels. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Check it again. Okay. I can change the frame to, it's still extending below. I can change it to, sorry, I change it to org content. Yes. So we have our donut chart already. So is there still enough time? Let me know if I should continue working on.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. So now, what other data representation do we have? And I don't want to do this because it's really complex. It's very hard to understand, and I don't think it's a necessary diagram for this, for the dashboard we're working with. We're working with like an admin dashboard also, and this is just to show relationship between 3 variables. So we don't have that here. So we can work with this. Let's say they are working towards a goal or something, and they have reached a certain percentage. We can design something like this. So we can duplicate this card again, since we're going to want to have our like our titles for everything. Delete all this unnecessary information for this. Okay, let me put on my grid. Set it up again. Sorry. So now we can just design the gauge, and I'll use this Apple design concept. Let me put on my pen. Sorry. I'll use this Apple design concept like that comes like this. Sorry. And this kind of separate or subtract like a space between the total value and the one that you have accomplished, or maybe the percentage that you have accomplished or something. There has to be a space between it. So we're going to design something similar. Sorry, it is not fine. We're going to design something similar. Now, let me delete this. Sorry, Control I. Okay. So now I can select my ellipse tool, draw this out this way. I'm not going to be working with a full circle, so I can make this as big as I want. I can let me use input. Okay, 16 is okay, and also make this although like the donut charts. But I don't want to make it as thick as this, so I can reduce this to 75%. Yeah, 80%. 75%. I mean 75%. Okay. And let me just align this to the chart. Sorry. Okay. I think this is okay. And we can round up the edges. Yeah, this way. So I have a very simple gauge here. And we can put like a percentage in between, let's say 64%. Of what? I don't know at this point. Let's just continue designing. 64%. Let me make this bigger. 64 pixels. 8 pixels. Okay, we have. Oh, it's looking off a bit. Let me align this. Sorry. It's looking like it's bending one kind. Okay. Let me make this straight. Sorry. Now CD the cursor distance. Let me make this straight. Sorry. Mm, okay. Okay. I think this is good. Let's manage this one now. Okay. We have this, and I want to show the level they have gotten to, which is 64%. So I'll just duplicate this, Control D, duplicate this, and edit this. Sorry. This way. Yes, 64% should be around. Dragging it. Okay, 64% should be around year or so. So let's just leave it this way. And make this the primary color. And make this like a lighter shade of the primary color. And this is too light. Okay, yeah, this works. As I said, let's try that Apple design concept. Like they're going this to subtract like a part from the total amount. Like it's going to be the same color with the background color if it's dark mode or light mode. So how I think they do it, I've tried different method, and I think this is the best one. So you use a stroke, let's say 6 outer stroke, sorry, 6 pixels, 6 thickness, and let me increase this to change it to the background color. Yeah, so this way to look as if it is and they subtracted like part of the total amount. It's just to make it look better or something. So we have like a very simple dashboard design already. Let me add 11. In this case, I can just make, I'm going to try out something like how I used to make my designs look more appealing or something. Let me put a title here first. Sorry. Raise this to 24 pixels. Change this to, I needed this dark color. Sorry. Yes. And make this bold. No, semi-bold. Semi-bold. Add a short subtext to like describe the page or something. Let me reduce this to 16 and change it to regular. So this just write something. This is a dummy text. Okay. Write something. Okay. Put this inside into auto layouts. I just arrange everything before I start adding some details to the cards or so. Okay, we have a very basic dashboard here. I learned something like a month ago. Like when if you want to make your your bar charts look beautiful also. This is just for aesthetics right now. So let me change my background color. Let me make it bright a bit so it can. So I saw something on a design and I decided to try it out. Let me sketch it out. Okay. So if you have like your column, you have a basic column like this, just to make it look better, you can like use diagonal strokes instead to represent your columns. And a way you can do that is, let me just leave this. The way you can do that is to mark diagonal lines into a rectangular column. And that way it will take the shape of the column, but it's going to be like vertical diagonal lines. So let me just draw some diagonal lines and make this. Okay, 5 is okay for me. So I don't think I need this much, but let me just. Oh, sorry. Let me start again. Sorry. Supposed to make it diagonal first. Okay, I think we can work with this. And duplicate this. Okay. I should have added more. Let's add 4 more, so 6 more. Sorry. Okay. Now I can put everything in a group, so it will act as one element. It's in the top of the vertical, the column, and select both of them and mask. So we have something like this. I can change the color to the, let me see, I can select it, change the color of this, of the stroke to the color we used here. Sorry. Okay. We have something like this. Let me replace it with one element here. This way. Sorry. Sorry. this way. So you can use this instead of like just a regular column or something. It's just to make your work look more appealing or something. And there's different ways you can use to like improve your um virtual design, make it better or something. So that's just one way you can improve your your bar charts. Let me make this longer. I don't know what happened here. Okay, I think we have designed most of the data representation that we have here, the charts that we have here. And you can design a table underneath this if you want, but that's going to come out of the screen. So I don't think it's necessary for this, and it's not really a type of chart. Okay, so we have a very basic dashboard here. So now I'm just going to be taking your questions if you have any.
Wow, thank you so much, Abolaji, for this in-depth class. Like, it's also practical. Many of us enjoyed, like, I'm sure everybody on this call enjoyed this thing that you did. So, so in-depth and straight to the point, neat and well arranged. Thank you so much. So, you guys already even dropping emojis before I even mentioned. So, please let's celebrate Abolaji Mapexel's way by dropping as many emojis as we can because he did justice to this session, to this topic. Thank you so much. So, I'm sure now we have questions. I can see some people hands raised already. So let's take your questions. Please, when asking your question, please go straight to the point as we do not have so much time. It's already 8:25, so just go straight to the point and ask your question. And before then, Abolaji, please can you drop the link to the Figma file and also the link
Okay.
to your Twitter profile and your LinkedIn profile, any social media platform you basically have, please drop the link in the chat section so that we can follow you, because I'm sure many people here would want to connect with you. You did so well. You're a fantastic apology. Thank you. So let's
Thank
have your
you.
questions. You can either raise your hand. You're welcome. You can either raise your hand to ask your question or you can type it out. So please let's be fast and straightforward about that.
Yeah, good evening, Balaji.
Good evening.
So thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. So my question is, while you're working with the line chat, you used a plugin. So I was hoping if you are going to be working with the bar chart or the pie chart, do not pie chart, you would also use something like a plugin. Is that possible? Is it possible to do something like that for that too?
Okay, to use plugins instead, but
And I was hoping, I didn't know if it is possible. That's why I'm asking if it is possible to use
yeah,
a plugin for
yeah,
that.
yeah, there are a lot of plugins you can use for creating charts. Let me just search for some.
Okay. No, no,
There are some
I
that
just
even
want to be
create.
sure. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
very much.
there are plugins you can use. Yeah,
Oh,
I just
okay,
wanted to
so
work
I
from
feel,
scratch.
yeah, thank you very much. And I forgot to, I didn't get the name of the plugin you used for the time chat. So can you repeat it so I
Oh,
can take it down.
chat line.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. So any other question?
Awesome. Thank you, Abalaji, for answering that question. So, do we have any question? If you have any question, simply use the hand raise icon or you type it out in the chat section. Does anyone have any question? Okay, I can see Matthew Ajayi. You are raising your hand. Kindly ask your question on mute.
Okay, good evening. Thanks so much, Mr. Bolaji.
Good evening.
Yeah, so my question was when you were designing this as you were creating this using all these grooves in these circles, in this ellipse. I don't really get because the screen was skipping that time. So the way you were
Okay.
duplicating, yeah, I think you did it once, then you did the second example in this gauge stuff as well. How you were creating
Okay.
those groups inside and you were duplicating the three ellipse to make those three. I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah. So you're saying you don't understand how I did it, basically.
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Okay. Okay. I think I was working with a shortcut. That's why. So I have this ellipse now, and I want to duplicate it because I have like three plans to work with. So I can duplicate it this way. I used a shortcut, Control D, to duplicate it. So that's why you had the issue. So I'll just bring it out 3 times, change the um I think it's called sweep or something. But I'll reduce this one, reduce the other one. So again, I'll just put everything together, align everything together. Let me change the color so it's not confuse you again. So this maybe okay, something like this. And I can align all of them together this way. So I
So,
didn't understand.
yeah, I understand. But how do you please align three together? I'm sorry, please.
Okay. Can you see my mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, so in this place you have align to the left, you have align to the center, align to the right. So I aligned everything to the center using this icon here,
Okay.
like this.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Abolaji, for explaining that patiently for Matthew. Thank you. It's clearer now. So, does anyone have any question? We are rounding up. We're going to round up in few minutes, a minute or two. Does anyone have any question? Okay, no one has any question. So, just to be clear, this session is recorded and it will be uploaded on Pexel's YouTube channel. So by tomorrow you can check and then you can see it, you can watch it at your convenience or download it, whatever you want to do with it. But just be rest assured that everything we did here is recorded and for you to use and watch at your convenience. And Abolaji has dropped the link to the Figma file already. He just dropped the link in the comment section, so do well to check it. Check out the link, copy the link, save it so you can like refer to it later. Abolaji, please drop the link to your profile, your social media platform, so people here can follow you, because I'm sure that
Um,
a lot of people here would want to connect with you directly and probably ask ask you questions privately and whatnot, so please do that. Thank you. So while Abolaji is dropping his the link to his social media platforms, I just want to thank everyone on this call. Thank you so much for taking our time to attend today's session. Today's session was packed with value. Today's session was amazing. It was fantastic. And thank you so much, Abolaji, for first of all honoring our invitation, for coming here, for taking out the time. It was
Thank
past
you
your
for having
schedule,
me.
schedule for but like it's past 1 hour and you're still here patiently explaining. Thank you so much. We are all grateful. So on that note, okay, Abolaji has dropped the link to his Twitter profile. So please do well to connect with him, to follow him there. Yeah, don't miss it. So on that note, I would wish all of us a lovely and wonderful evening. I can't thank you enough, Abolaji. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. So
Thank you guys
good
for
night.
having me. And yeah,
Yeah, you're
thank
welcome.
everyone that
You're
stayed
welcome.
here.
Yeah, you're
Bye.
welcome. I think that you were even nervous at the beginning. See how you did so well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Abolaji. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.